postcard, so if you have time after we finish here, please come up and say hi. But I want to take one question because I feel like you got shortchanged here.
For each of you, what is the most significant and strongly held belief you possessed that you subsequently changed your mind on?
It's a good question. Why did you have to make it so good at the end? Do you have a ready answer for that? Do you have what?
I think in the transition between the time I wrote The Blank Slate, which had a somewhat tragic view of the human condition because it argued for human nature with all of its flaws and shortcomings and self-centeredness and biases and so on, and the time that I wrote The Better Angels of Our Nature, when I became more aware of all of the areas of human improvement and developed a more optimistic view of the human condition. That I would identify as the main change in my overall view of the human condition.
I actually don't have a great answer for you. I've changed my position that was strongly held on various topics, like the death penalty. At one point I was for it, and now I'm strongly against it. And that was just a very simple process of reasoning myself out of it. It relates to my beliefs about free will and related matters. Actually, AI was another change for me that came a couple of years ago. I thought I would have, probably 2 years ago, I would have agreed very much with Steve that this is just a cockamamie fantasy, that people are, there's basically nothing that should inform our thinking from a thought experiment like Nick Bostrom's paperclip maximizer. But now I'm convinced that it actually is a legitimate worry and it's possible to do badly. So yeah. I mean, I should say I find it very satisfying to have sweeping changes like that, and they don't come often enough. I mean, I'm sure there are many things that we're all wrong about that we hold very close, and it's people. We act as though we want to resist those moments where we're being dragged into a new point of view, and we live much of our lives are predicated on at least intellectually on resisting those moments. But it is a relief to finally be dragged to a new position that seems better. I mean, I think it really is thrilling. So. Before I go, I just want to thank Steve for being the inaugural guest of this event.